What is up, everybody? It's me, Wes Anderson, again with another video. I'm recording this in the evening. It's been a long day, having a little bit of wine. So, cheers to all you people out there. And before I get into this next video, I just want to encourage everyone to go hit the subscribe button on my channel. I would really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. I have all my music on this YouTube channel, so you can hear all my singles, see some behind the scenes stuff. I have a Meet the Collaborator series, some riff videos in the studio stuff. So I'm trying to really build up this channel. So please hit subscribe, check out all the content, and hopefully you find it enjoyable. All right, now that I got that sales pitch out of the way, this video, I'd like to talk about networking and becoming friends with bands. This is an extremely crucial component to any artist, any musician's pathway to making it in music. You can rarely ever make it alone in this business. It happens. It's not impossible, but the more friends you have, the better off you are. In life, in music, and in everything. So to me, it all comes down to authenticity. There's no way to make friends in the music industry, in life, if you're fake and you just want to support bands because they're more successful than you and they're in the same genre or book up and coming bands in your genre. I've seen it happen so much. So many bands that are career bands, been in the scene decades, and take up and coming or smaller bands out on their tours or their festival events, and then everyone else is chomping at the bit to get a cosign or look from this bigger band, even though they don't like the band. So just be sincere, be authentic. Bands, artists can smell that shit from a mile away. So there's some other more tactical things you can do. First of all, be present. And there's no way better to make an introduction than in person. I know today it's super common for everyone to just put fire emojis, rocket ship emojis. I mean, shit, I do that. And just sort of try to get your handle out there and let other bands' followers see you commenting and engaging. And that's all good if it's authentic and you really like and support the artist you're commenting on or supporting. But in person is always going to be where it's at. You know, you don't get a new job by liking the company's social media and commenting on their stuff. You get a job when you go inside and you meet the people and build a rapport, maybe a relationship, and have that in-person connection. So if you're on the up and up and you're doing a lot of gigs, that probably means you don't have a whole lot of time to catch other shows, but you should make time. Definitely make time and introduce yourself. Have a demo, have a promo card ready, and just don't ask for anything. Like, it's really off-putting when you first meet someone that you would love to open for, love to do a song with, any of that. It's super tempting to just be like, hey, we should do something together, we should play together. Well, yeah. But that can be off-putting if it's a first introduction. So I would say play it cool, just show support, show love, be authentic, be sincere. But if you can do it in person, you do it in person. Go to the shows, have a demo or something to offer them, bring them a t-shirt. Everyone loves free clothes. So if you have any merch, just give them a free shirt. And that's a good way to make an introduction, and then keep building from there. And it can take time, a long time. To just give one example, my good friends in Ballyhoo, who I've had the pleasure of recording and making a lot of music with, I was just a fan, just a fan that I saw Howie posted on the 311 bulletin board, which I used to frequent, and anyone that's watching this that's old school is going to know what that is. But that's how I got into Ballyhoo. He was hustling on the bulletin boards back in the day in the 2000s. Saw them for the first time in 2008, saw them multiple times after that. And then I knew I was moving to, and then I was in Chicago in 2012, 10 years ago. This is why I'm all doing these videos in the first place. But I knew I was moving to Maryland. So when I saw them at their show in Chicago, I came with my new band's CD. I told him I was moving to Maryland, told him we should hang out, all that stuff. But I had already shown support years before and been a fan and just love the music. First and foremost, I just like the music. I like the hustle, and just know. And I just knew those are the type of people I want to be around. I knew I was committing to a really long road ahead in music and touring, and it wasn't going to be easy. And I wanted to be surrounded by people that were doing it and doing it at a high level and having success, because those are the type of people I want to surround myself with. So yeah, it was very organic, and then somehow ended up in Maryland and started making mutual friends in the music scene, and now we're all homies. And most of my social life is predicated on whether they're on tour or not. So, but that's just one example, and probably happens to a lot of people, could happen to you. But again, be authentic, be consistent, be present in person if you can, and be appropriate, be respectful. Don't just ask for favors. While it's certainly okay to do that if it's warranted, but one thing I see younger bands and artists, and some people I still roll with, do is ask the bands directly if they can open up for them. 9 out of 10 times it's not their call. So I know the common thing is when you meet other artists, like, yeah, we should do shows together. Yeah, for sure. And most of the time everyone's down. Sounds like a good thing, would be a good time, share your audiences. But unless it's like a self-booked, self-promoted show, which doesn't happen super often, it's probably booked through a promoter or an agent or whatever. So being professional and going through the proper channels is going to help you build relationships with those bands, even if you're not communicating with them directly. They have so many things to worry about: promoting the show, selling tickets, routing, advancing shows. Like the last thing on their mind typically is who's opening the show. So take proper channels, be appropriate and respectful. So that's a pretty tactical tip you can use. Social media is like pretty mainstream now, so that's a good way to sort of make yourself known. I don't put too much value in it. Like I always comment on my friends' posts and all that shit, but I don't think that's like more superficial things. The in-person stuff is how you build relationships the most. And also if you're collaborating or doing shows together, again, being in person and being authentic. Or if there's any two takeaways from this video, it's those two things. So if I'm recording or collaborating with someone and I have the ability to be in the studio with them, I'm going to take that opportunity 10 out of 10 times. Shit, I've even flown out to California just to be in the studio with Marlon Asher, even though all he was doing was the chorus of a song and a bridge section. We were in the studio together maybe 2 hours, 2-3 hours at most. And I flew all the way from Maryland to California just to be there. But I am big on relationships. I'm big on being there in person. And that's how you build those relationships. Bouncing tracks back and forth to people across the country or even the world can be very impersonal. That's okay. But again, be in person if you can. Get ready to hop on a plane. I coordinated that collaboration, and then we were in the studio like 1 or 2 weeks later. So I was able to book a flight, get ready to go, and all that. And Marlon happened to have had a festival gig the next night in California, hooked me up with backstage passes, got to hang with him on a more personal level after a set, hung out with the crew, just being there, being present. So like being there in person is a huge advantage. What else? Just common life things, being present, being in person, going through proper channels, professionalism, sincerity, authenticity, all the things that you should probably do as a human when you're building relationships and friends in general. But to this day, I see so many people that make me cringe when they're trying to network or whatever, make friends with bands. Sorry to be kind of all over the place, but I just had a memory of a recent show I did. And if you're doing a show with the band and you want to be friends with them, don't force the interaction. I saw someone interrupt this band, the headlining band's sound check, to just say hi and try to small talk. It's like, what the fuck? That is like the worst thing you could do and worst first impression you can make. Like that's their job. They're on stage. No band has unlimited time to sound check. It's got to be on the clock and super fast. So if you're doing a show with the band that you want to be friends with, don't force the connection. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. You'll find yourself by the bar in the green room or whatever. You know, a lot of bands like to smoke each other up, which is a nice way to make friends or have some drinks. But do not force it. Be mindful of what they're doing, especially the touring bands. You know, sometimes the last thing you want to do is talk to people. So don't force it. It'll happen if it's meant to be. And if it doesn't happen, then shoot them a follow-up email the next day. Be like, hey, wish we could have connected. Super nice playing a show with you. Next time you're in town, we'll open, we'll draw more people. You know, that just do a follow-up. A lot of bands don't do that, I suspect. So all common sense things, but I see it happen wrong so many times that I feel compelled to do this. And I also feel like I have done a good job of making relationships and friends with bands. Especially, I think being alone here in Maryland, aside from the bandmates when I first moved out here, was actually nudged me and forced me to be more social and get out there and meet people because I don't know anyone here. I don't have any family here. I still don't have a whole lot of friends here, to be honest. So going out to shows is like sort of how I've been able to make friends and then making music with other people and keeping an open mind with who I collaborate with and all that. And it takes time. I've been here 10 years and I feel like, you know, I'm finally have a pretty solid circle of local and area musicians and friends and trying to make a name for myself. So it takes time. It's a long road, just like anything else in music. You got to put your 10,000 hours in and, you know, not everyone's going to be nice to you. You see a lot of douchebags in the music industry. I would say musicians are some of the worst people to work with. So, you know, don't take it personally if someone isn't super nice to you when you first meet them. You don't know what's going on with them or what happened to them in that day or what they're dealing with. Everyone's got their own shit. Don't take it personally. Just move on. Chalk it up to whatever. Doesn't matter. So that's it. I'm running a little over 10 minutes here. So being friends with bands and artists is a crucial thing for making it in music. And it's so much better to do it with friends. When you can tour with your homies, you can do shows together, do music releases together. It's just so much better when you have friends, and it's so important. But you got to be there in person. You got to show up. You got to be consistent, sincere, authentic. Don't try to do shows, or at least don't try to be friends with people you think are douchebags just because they're more famous than you or because they're hooking up other bands. Do it because you like their music and you like them as people. That goes a long, long way. So again, please hit the subscribe button on the channel. Check out all my other tunes, all my videos in the studio, meet the collaborators, have a pretty good variety of content on the channel, I think, and I'm trying to keep building it. So I'm Wes Anderson. Thanks for tuning in, and hit the subscribe, check out all the videos, all that. Peace. Thank you.